follower of my blog, you will have heard me mention several times since August the launch of a 5-year plan to get me from where I am now to where I want to be. You'll know that we've passed several milestones now. The first one, of course, being the benefits system, which we have now started on. The second, of course, being able to rear baby finches. You'll notice that we're coming up to another milestone, which I want to spend this blog talking about. A year ago, I came back from my second American Dreams tour and began the process of looking for a new job. The reason really is twofold. First, I don't want to live in Harrogate. I don't like Harrogate. I'd like to live in a big city. The second thing, of course, is that there's nothing wrong with the job I've got now, which is full-time employment. But what I'd like is a better paying job. Who wouldn't? So I had decided that within the year I would, of course, pass my 5 years working at my current employment, and then whatever happened, I would move from Granville, which is where I am here. I'll have been here in Granville 5 years next sort of early February, and I want to move out from here now. So the question was, do we rent or do we buy? Now, I haven't got the funds, obviously, to buy, but I have possibly got the funds to part buy, where I basically own half a house or half a flat with a housing agency. I pay part of my mortgage each month, and I also pay rent to the housing agency for basically using their house. And eventually I will have bought them out in the rent, and I will have paid back the mortgage, and that of course is a long process. Should I ever want to leave, I can sell my part of the house and I get the money back to reinvest wherever I go. If I leave here, I get nothing because this is just rented. Now, of course, the plan was that I was never going to stay here very long. But it's been at least 2 to 3 years since I said that, and it just strikes me that, you know, if we can't go another 3 years and then think, well, I'm still here. So we've got to take the chance now that I might be here for some time and move into proper accommodation. So we've had a look, and we can see that it's possible from my income, plus an amount that might be able to secure some sort of deposit, which is a fund that my parents started sort of when I was born. There's a strong possibility that I can basically part rent and part buy a house. The mortgage repayments plus the rent would be about the same that I'm paying here. So it's no financial gain in the short term, because I'm paying the same amount out. The question is, will the benefits cover the fact that I'm paying half as much rent, but still as much outgoing on housing because of a mortgage per month? That's the next thing that we have to find out. And the way we find that out is we go to the Citizens Advice Bureau and we see their answer. Then we go to Harrogate Borough Council and we see their answer. Now, in theory, the two should correlate. If the answer is yes, they can still provide housing benefit, then I shall go for it. If the answer is no, then it makes no sense, because I will actually make a loss. I will be paying out the same amount, but not having the benefits coming in, so I shall be at a loss. In which case, I shall probably look to move from here, but just to rented accommodation, where I keep the benefits, and the surroundings are nicer, and we sort of go from there. So that's the major thing that's been going on this week. The other thing, of course, is that it's been my first full week back, and knackered after it. You always are after 2 weeks off. Now there are also another few things to mention in this blog. The first one is the building work that appeared today outside my window gave me the fright of my life. I don't know if they're redoing the chimney already, because you all know that the fire was condemned the last week because of structural collapse within the chimney flues. Each of the flues has to be separate, and unfortunately there's holes between them, so it's just a regulation rather than a safety thing really, but he's had to condemn it anyway, so until they get that sorted out he can't use the fire in that room. So whether they're sorting that out now or not, I do not know, but there is definitely building work going on. Perhaps one of the most important things that happened this week was the fact that my computer broke. Halfway through something that I was doing on the computer, the power cut out. It's happened before, but only ever when there's been a power cut. So I tried to turn it back on and it wouldn't reboot. We got it to the PC World the next day. Unfortunately we don't have cover for it. I couldn't really afford long-lasting cover anyway, and B, the cover that I did try to get on it didn't go through for some reason. So there we are. To their credit, they did it very quickly. They phoned back that afternoon to say that we could pick it up. I didn't get the message until too late, so we went in on the Monday to collect it. But that's why I've been sort of a bit missing online. Not that I suppose anybody's noticed, but I have over the last couple of days. Been only able to get on at my parents' house. Thankfully, of course, it's back now, which is good in one way, but unfortunately I did have to pay best part of £65 for it. I have to say the part they replaced was only £34, so the rest was all stupid labour fees. I find it difficult because I've only had the computer 13.5 months. You expect it to last longer than that, really. So anyway, we're keeping an eye on things. The final thing to note is that my chicks have now passed the 28-day mark. It's been the end of 4 weeks, and they are now beginning to show signs of moving through adolescence. The oldest one is trying to sing, so I believe he's probably a male. And the feeding process is slowing down. They're beginning to eat for themselves. Nisa tried to lay an egg and was egg-bound the other day, but now she's finally got over that with a little bit of help from me. Nice warm bath, and she's now laid the first egg of possibly another clutch in a smaller nest, so we're going to let her try again. Wyman's scaly face is doing well, but the identity ring he's got on his foot is now a little loose, and that has rubbed a sore which did bleed last week. We cleared it up, and he's looking much better for it now. It's not open, it's not an open wound anymore, so there shouldn't be any problem with the infection. But I might in the next week or two try and get him back to the vets for an assessment anyway. And that really is my blog for this week. I'm sorry it's late again, but there we are.